Hello?
Duncan, I had to track you down through the Argus. Why didn't you tell me you were going to New York?
It was a sudden decision, Lucinda.
Well, we've got to get moving on this Stratford Arms deal. When are you coming back?
I'm not sure of my plans. Why don't you have Ambrose draw up the contract?
Darling, I have. It's done, for heaven's sake. But, Jessica Griffin's out of town, too.
I know. As a matter... Lucinda, hold on a minute.
Officer Becker from our local police department is in Mr. Weaver's apartment. If you'd like to talk to him, Detective Hughes.
Well, yes, I would. Where is that apartment?
Upstairs, right above this one here.
Who's in that one?
A nice single woman, Miss Shea.
Oh, well, she must have heard the shots. I'll come down and talk to her later.
Your Detective Higgins questioned her last night, and she never even saw Mr. Weaver.
Well, still, I'm sure she heard something. I will see her after I talk to Officer Becker.
All right.
I gotta get out of here.
You can't travel.
I know, Andy, but I can't stay here. She's coming back.
Park across the street. We'll go there and we'll wait for her to leave.
All right. Where is my purse?
Your purse is here, honey. Come here.
Oh, no.
What?
This is gonna be in all the papers. Lucinda's gonna know that it was here that Frank was killed. She's gonna go straight to the cops.
Like I said, Lucinda, I'm not sure of my plans. I may go to Edinburgh and visit Brian and Beatrice and the grandchildren.
Then what shall I do with the contract?
Why don't you give them to Greg Hadley and he can forward them to Jess?
All right, I will. Now, you keep in touch.
I will. Bye. Sorry that took so long.
Look, Duncan, I only came here for one reason now. You have totally disrupted everything for me with my family, just showing up on their doorstep like that. And last night, Fiona saw us when you brought me home. She saw everything.
Everything? A simple goodnight kiss.
Yes. And we were up half the night talking about it after you left, and then she mentioned it to Lamar, and he started in on me this morning, and he knows that you're more than just a client or a friend.
Well, that's the first time you've ever admitted that.
All right, Duncan. Yes, I have feelings for you. Strong feelings, and I've been trying to fight them for some time now.
And I've been waiting a long time to hear you say that.
But it doesn't matter how I feel or how you feel. I love my family, and I couldn't stand being cut off from them again, and that's what will happen if we...
If we love each other?
Yes. They'll never accept you.
Oh, we had this great cottage in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, I have, but I can't leave Mom. I can't leave this whole farm just to her.
Yeah, that's what I always used to think when I was running this farm, too, until I finally realized I wasn't doing myself or her any good sticking around doing something I didn't really want to do. If you were free to do whatever you wanted, what do you suppose you'd do?
Well, Angel's brother, Stephen, offered me a job at his landscaping business. If I could, I might try that.
Because of the job, or because you want to be close to Angel?
I just wanted to let you know I had a little talk with Caleb last night. I told him I was kind of concerned about, you know, his feelings for me.
Oh, what did he say?
He understood. I mean, I think he did. I just hope I didn't hurt him.
Hello? Hey, Tom, what's up?
I'm afraid I have some news that may come as a shock. Julie's first husband, Frank Wendell, was murdered last night.
What? What happened?
Well, the police think it was a mob hit. Margaret wanted me to get in touch with you and see if you knew how to reach Julie. We figured it'd be better if she heard it from you rather than somewhere else.
I don't have Julie's number, but I know a guy in New York who's in touch with her. Okay, Tom. Yeah, I will. Bye.
So,
So, what was that about?
It appears that Frank Wendell was killed last night. I'm going to call that guy Gillette in New York, see if I can't get in touch with Julie.
Oh, you certainly are in a good mood today.
I am. Why shouldn't I be? It's a beautiful day. Walsh is in excellent shape for the annual stockholders meeting. My dedicated staff knocking their brains out day and night to create a triumph for me.
You know, somehow, I don't think that explains that extraordinary twinkle in your eyes.
Oh, you see me so well. You read me. Well, my lovebirds, what about you? When is the date, Jane? Have you set the date? Is it July? Is it August? When is this marriage?
Well, actually, we plan to get married over the Christmas holidays.
Oh, a blessed event. How? Oh, I'm so glad. And you take time off and plan anything you want to. I want you to do your Christmas shopping properly this
Morning,
year.
everybody.
I want you to be happy.
Hi,
darling.
Jane. Good morning. Morning, Ambrose.
What are you two doing here? I told you distinctly this morning that you didn't have to come in until later. You've been working so hard.
Just can't stay away. Actually, I thought I'd come in now and do some work so I could take a longer lunch hour. I'm going to be looking at some apartments.
You're leaving the pool house?
I think it's about time I get my own place.
Oh, Connor, does that mean that you want to move back into the pool house?
No, actually, I thought I would look for a place, too.
Okay. But don't feel that you have to start looking till after the stockholders meeting. Walsh Enterprises? Kirk, where are you?
Last night? How'd that go?
Well, obviously they're very much in love. I just wish it wasn't happening so fast.
Me too.
But your sister's a grown woman. It's her decision. Can't be mine.
Yeah. Have you seen Ellen?
Yeah, I stopped to see her on my way to work. Your mother was there.
Huh?
Most of her family has left or are about to leave today. It's going to be tough on Ellen when everybody's gone. Of course, Courtney will be there. That helps, but it's not much fun living alone.
Ellen, what are you up to?
I'm just trying to find one of David's insurance policies.
Oh, now don't get all mixed up in that now. Tom wants to help you with that, I know.
I just found the contract for the retirement village. When I think of all the plans that David and I had for the future, how little time we got to spend together these last few years.
Ellen, I know that you didn't have the time that you'd hoped for, but at least the years you had together were very good.
I still can't help regretting all the time we lost. Oh, Kim, if there's any chance that you can put things right with Bob, I hope you will soon, so you won't have the same regrets.
Well, I really appreciate your concern, Ellen, but you know Bob's and my situation is quite different. Now, you and David were living apart because of his work, not because the trust between the two of you had been broken. Actually, it was a wonderful proof that the strength of your mutual trust, that you could be separated for all of those years and not be concerned about somebody coming between you. Unfortunately, Bob and I don't have that kind of trust anymore. And I don't see how we can, as long as he's still attracted to Susan.
Hello. Ellen, I
Hi,
just
girl.
want you to know that I got Amy to the airport.
Oh, Courtney. Thank you so much, honey, for driving her. I just wasn't up to saying farewells at the airport.
Courtney, would you like some iced tea?
Oh, yum. Yes,
Here,
I'd love some.
just pour this. You want some sugar?
No. Yeah, lemon's great.
Okay.
Thank you. No, actually, I've been meaning to call you. I don't know if you're going to be renting out the garage apartment, but if you are, I know somebody who's interested. Evan Jameson, his name is. He's a nice guy. He has a... Come here.
I got that guy Gillette's number in New York. I'm going to find out where Julie is.
So why don't you get the address? I'm going to be back in New York later today. It might be better if I go by and tell
the
her myself.
time you get over there, she's going to have already found out from Frank's mother. They're bound to be in touch.
Caleb,
Yeah,
wait, Caleb. Why don't you give me Mr. Gillette's number and I'll make the call. I know how hard it is for you to talk to Julie.
Yeah, all right. That'd be good. Thanks.
Great. I'll call from the parlor.
Okay. Thanks.
Are you all right?
Yeah, it's
Frank was a lowlife. It's just thinking about it, Dad, it's kind of weird.
Oh, I feel so sorry for his children. I mean, no matter what crimes he committed, he was their father, and they're too young to understand.
Oh, Lord. I remember when Frank brought Julie's kids out here last summer.
Yeah, well, he's the one who messed up everything for Caleb and Julie.
Well, none of this probably would have happened if Julie would have been honest with Caleb. No secrets between us. No one was home, so I'm going to call from the office, okay?
Appreciate it.
All right, we're ready, Oh, we got to get back to work.
Okay.
Wait a minute now. What? You have a day off. Day off? Oh, well, I think I want to interview some actors. Do you have the number of that stripper that stripped at my bachelorette party?
You're kidding, right? You're a married woman, and you're kidding, right?
So are you sure that you're ready to move out onto your own?
I think so. I've talked it all over with Dr. Michaels.
Well, I think it's great. If you need any help moving or doing anything, just let me know.
Okay, I will. Thanks.
May I talk to you for 1 sec, please?
Pardon me?
Look, I know what you're going to say, and I don't want to hear it. And I didn't appreciate Evan hounding me the whole time that you were away.
Hold on. I just want to make sure you're on the right side when the dust settles, okay? That's all.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Asking me to choose between you and my family.
I realize it will take a bit of time for your family to accept.
They are never going to accept you.
How do you know that? They love you. They want you to be happy once they realize how much I love you.
You just don't understand, do you? You just don't realize how entrenched the feelings are. I'm not just talking about my family, Duncan. It's everywhere. Prejudice, bigotry, hatred.
I am aware that prejudice and bigotry exist in the world, but there are fair-minded people.
Oh, don't talk to me about fair-minded people. I've had to live with prejudice all my life in one form or another. You haven't. You have no idea how ugly it can get.
All right, maybe you're right. But why do you give one damn what those kind of people think? I don't. I love you.
Oh, how long? How long will you feel that way? Once you've seen the kind of fear and hatred that I'm talking about.
Do you think that little of me, then? Jessica, it would only make me love you more. Maybe you should look into your own heart and see if you care enough to stand up to it yourself.
I tracked Duncan down. He's in New York. He said to send the contracts for the Stratford Arms deal on Strico oil.
Lucinda, you just asked for it last night. What's all this sudden interest in Strico oil? That's Lily's account. Is this some part of a great plan to make trouble for Lily and Holden?
Darling, no, certainly not. You have to believe me.
We're here for the meeting on DeWitt.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're sitting in on this one, Evan.
Where's Holden?
Well, dear, Holden is out at the Snyder farm. Not all my executives are as dedicated as the pair of you.
I think that we ought to wait until he and Kirk get here. I think it's important that we get their input on it.
Okay. You're right. She's always right. All right, meeting adjourned until we're all present and accounted for. You know what, dear, why don't you look at space-age aeronautics, see if you have any ideas that you want to give me on that.
This is Holden's account, though.
So what? We're all one big family at Walsh.
Okay. I'll be in my office then.
I like them. A personable pair, right? Castor and Pollux. Yeah. Yes, Marlo. When? And where did it happen? Okay. Yeah, front page. Right. Bye.
What?
Frank Wendell, who was married to Julie Wendell, Snyder, has been found murdered in Park Forest at the same address that I went to call on Julie. Well, I think I better get right on to the police.
Lucinda. Lucinda, wait.
Why?
Wait. Don't you get involved in this. Let the police handle this investigation.
I am trying to help the police. I am doing my civic duty. Really, I'm amazed at you, darling. My lawyer wanting me to withhold information.
Lucinda, you haven't the slightest interest in the world in helping the police. You just want to get back at Julie because she won't go along with your scheme to make trouble for Lily and Holden.
Don't trivialize me, darling. Not a bad idea, though. Hey, kill two birds with one stone.
Maybe you better think about what would happen to John if he finds out that Julie's carrying Andy's baby.
I have tried to tell him.
Hi, I'm sorry, but Evan's boss told me I could find him here.
Well, dear, he's not in here. He might be in Connor's office.
Lucinda, about a photography job.
Lucinda, I've got the Fleming reports. Good. Look, everybody, I want to have a word with Andy. Jane, why don't you show Courtney where Connor's office is? She wants to see your brother. It's right down the hall.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Now, look, I'm going to accounting, but I want you to seriously think over what I've been saying to you.
Lucinda,
Stop right there. I heard about Frank Wendell.
Did you go to the police?
No, not yet.
Good. I'm here to ask you not to go to the police. And the police already questioned Julie, and she doesn't know who shot Frank Wendell, or why. So there's really no reason to go into it.
The police have already questioned her? Do they know that she's the corpse's ex-wife?
No, but that doesn't make any difference.
I think it does. I think it makes a big difference. And you tell me why you don't want the police to know. Is it because of Margot? She's on the force? Is it because she'll know all about your involvement in the baby and Julie?
No, Margot already knows.
Andy? You are in deep trouble. I'm very concerned about you. You in this role of yours as the protector of Julie. And let me tell you something. Your father would be rightly concerned about it as well.
I know that. I'm protecting myself by asking you. I'm just here asking you not to say anything to the police. I don't want to threaten you, okay? Just give me some time. Let me handle it on my own. I just can't believe the change in Angel.
What is it?
Well, I want to know how you'd feel about putting in a little extra dough toward the farm expenses so Mama could get herself another hired hand. Caleb's been feeling sort of tied down out there, and I don't think it's fair for us to let the whole thing fall on him.
Well, neither do I. I'd be more than happy to contribute anything.
Yeah, me too, absolutely.
Good, good. Then I've got some figures worked up.
Oh, well, let's go to my office. Let's get it taken care of.
Okay,
I'll see you,
yeah.
baby.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be back. See you out there.
You know what? Before I forget, did you give any more thought to making me your proxy for the Walsh stockholders meeting?
Oh, well, thank you for offering, Kirk, but I'm going to try to convince Holden to vote it for me.
Yeah, I know, Lisa. It is just that I have been calling Julie nonstop since I heard about Frank Wendell, and nobody is answering. I left messages on Andy's machine, yet... All right, just call me the minute you hear from her, okay? I will. Bye. Andy, did you get any of my messages?
No, I didn't. I haven't checked in. I spent the night in Park Forest with Julie, then I went to Lucinda's and I came right here. Did you hear about Frank Wendell?
Yes, I did. I know that he's been killed, but that's all I know. Why did you go to Lucinda's?
I had to, because I had to make sure she didn't go to the police. I had to make sure she didn't go to the police.
But Andy, this is a murder. We can't keep this from the police.
You know, well, Julie doesn't know anything about the murder. She heard shots. Police questioned her and she told them the truth about everything except her real name and the fact that she knew Frank Wendell. But then Margot showed up at the building.
Margot?
She didn't see Julie, but I think it's not right for her to be up there all alone with cops all over the place. Is there any way that you can go up there? Is there? I have to work.
I will. I'll clear my schedule. I'll try to get up there later.
Tyler?
Bye.
Hey, you're a tough man to track down.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing a lot of photography work. You all right? I'm just tired.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I have to get to the yacht club. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Oh, so you're keeping banker's hours these days.
Well, John said I could be a little bit late. I promised Emily that I would go to Ellen's house and see if I could do anything.
Was Kim there?
Yes, but there wasn't any problem.
Oh, good.
Oh, thanks. Larry told me about Franny and Darryl.
What did he tell you?
Well, just that it started when Carolyn was still alive. The attraction.
But that's all it was. It wasn't an affair.
How do you feel about that?
Well, as I told Franny and Darryl, I can certainly understand when there's an attraction, even if people don't want it to happen. It's how you deal with it. That's what matters.
Courtney's right. I can recommend the apartment very happily.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
You know, I hate to rush you, but I do have to work the lunch shift at the art club.
Oh, no problem at all. Why don't we show Evan the apartment right now?
Good.
Well, if you want to go with me in my car, I can take you by the club afterwards.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Ellen, dear, please, if you need anything, call, all right?
Anytime.
Thank you, Tom.
Bye-bye, Mom.
Bye, darling. You know, it seems only yesterday I was Courtney's age. It's just so hard to believe how long ago that was. How much of my life has already gone by. I remember feeling that way when I lost Chris. Time does go by very quickly, and we mustn't waste a minute of it. Chris believed that, and he lived that way. I think David did, too. I'm sure David would want you not to mourn, but to remember all the happy years you had together. And that way, Ellen, you'll always have him with you.
Well, I hope that walk in the park helped clear your head a bit.
Yeah, it did. A little.
Well, then why don't I order lunch for us?
No, thanks. I'm not really hungry, and I need to think. And I need to go back and face my family. You know, it's ironic. It's just a short subway ride away from Manhattan, but it's like two completely different worlds.
You know, we walked downstairs through the lobby, hand in hand, through the streets, through the park. And I didn't see one bit of that prejudice you keep telling me about.
You just don't know how to spot it.
Jessica, you're a beautiful woman. People are going to look at you.
You think I'm paranoid? All right. Maybe sometimes I am, but... Duncan, this is New York City, and those people we passed were strangers. Now, how are people going to react if we go back to Oakdale as lovers?
I think our friends are going to be very happy for us.
Maybe you have to learn the hard way, like I did. It's a very painful lesson.
It doesn't matter. Whatever comes, whatever anybody thinks. I don't care. As long as we can have a life together.
Okay, I couldn't reach Carolyn Crawford's first husband in Cape D'Antibes, but I left a message with the housekeeper.
Well, what about those numbers they found on Frank Wendell?
Nothing yet, but the phone company's putting a check on him now.
Phone company, look at those good fingers. Put them to use. She makes some calls.
So how'd things go up in Park Forest?
Not too well. Sure do wish Frank Wendell had lived to talk.
Well, I got some good news. You were right about Wendell's key. It fits Darryl's front door.
Yes!
Now, Darryl says it looks like the one he gave Arthur, swears that Arthur gave it to Wendell, but I did point out that Wendell could have just as easily picked it up during the break-in.
No. Remember, Dana said it was missing before the break-in. Hold on. Detective Hughes.
Hello, this is Philippe Van Doren. I received your message.
Yes, Mr. Van Doren. Thank you for returning my call.
Certainly. I assume this has something to do with my ex-wife Carolyn's death.
Yes, it does. Mr. Van Doren, do you know of an Arthur Claiborne?
Of course, he was Carolyn's lawyer and friend, but I haven't seen him in many years.
Well, could you tell me, do you know if he has been in the south of France in the last 2 weeks?
I have no idea. He would certainly never contact me.
Why is that?
Well, we're not friends. He never forgave me for marrying Carolyn. So I assume you still have not arrested her murderer.
No. Mr. Van Doren, when's the last time you contacted Carolyn?
It was a year ago when she was in a hospital in Rome. You see, we had not kept in touch after our divorce, but I just wanted to talk to her and express my concern when I learned of her accident.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Van Doren.
You're very welcome. And good luck in your investigation. Goodbye.
So what'd he say?
Doesn't know anything about Arthur, hasn't seen him, doesn't talk to him. Tom, I recognize that voice. I think that's the same man who called when we were at the Crawfords, when we were there with the repairman.
Okay. I just got through to one of Wendell's phone numbers. The Shoreline Hotel in Chicago.
Oh, that's where Arthur was staying.
Voters meeting, we're getting such responses. It's grown. Do you think you could talk to the Lakeview so we could move into the grand ballroom?
Oh, I will call the banquet guy, and I'll get back to you.
All right. I love you. You know, I'd want you to come. I would love it if you would come to the meeting. But Ambrose can help you if you need help with the proxies.
All right, thank you, but I'm going to ask Holden to vote that for me. Okay?
Darling, is Cal Strickland any place here in some office, some cubicle?
No. And what is this sudden interest in Cal?
Oh, I just wanted to, say hi or something like that. We had another evening together. Wonderful. Even better than the first time. Well, I'll call you.
Mama, why are you setting so many places?
Oh, well, I thought I'd ask Woody and Hutch to join us.
Mama, I think they'd be more comfortable eating over at Cal's. They seemed very ill at ease last night when they were eating supper again here.
Now, I know that they're loners, but I think that Hutch spends too much time alone with his father. I mean, you saw how uncomfortable he was with the other kids there last night.
Watch those maternal instincts, okay? Keep them under control.
Not very likely with 6 children. It's not about to happen. Oh,
hi,
Dude, you look pretty. I thought you could wear the hat.
Yes, you do.
Thank you. I have an appointment with Dr. Michaels. My taxi should be here any minute.
I'll walk you out.
Okay, I'll be back late afternoon. Can I bring you anything?
No, just yourself.
Can I bring you anything?
Yourself.
Hey, I heard you talking to Barkley earlier. How's he doing?
He's fine. He and Stephen have a whole list of apartments for me to look at tomorrow.
You know, I'd still like to drive you up there, help you look.
I don't want you to take time away from your work here.
Well, now that we got Woody and Hutch, it's not a big problem to take a day off. Besides, I'd like to see the city for old time's sake.
Well, if you're sure you can spare the time.
All right, well, then it's settled.
Okay, good. I'd like that.
Me too.
Thanks.
Hey, there's a taxi here for somebody.
Oh, that's for me. That's for me. Hey, Dick, if I don't get a chance to see you before you leave, have a safe trip to New York and lots of luck, okay?
Thanks, I will. Good luck to you, too. You're part of the family now, you know.
Thank you. I really feel it. Bye.
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 I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah, I can tell. Say, look, I was talking to Ellie and Holden while I was in town. Iva, too. They've all agreed to contribute some more money to the running expenses of the farm so Mama can get herself another hand. Free you up if you decide you'd like to try something else.
Well, I have been thinking about Stephen's offer, but I don't know if I want to try my hand at business again. I was such a failure over at Walsh.
I think it's about time you stop blaming yourself for that. You know, I think Seth is right, Caleb. This chance might never come again. I think you should take it.
Mama, I didn't want you to know.
Already knew. All part of those maternal instincts you were teasing me about earlier.
No, Dick, everything's fine. I just want to let you know, from now on, if you have a package to send to me, send it to the office marked personal and confidential. No, trust me. It's the best way. I had a hell of a time explaining to Ellie what that package was she sent to Switzerland. Yeah, I had to make up something about the kids' trust funds. Okay, I have to go now. I'll talk to you later. Right, I will. Thanks.
Well, you better thank your lucky stars we're not Lucinda.
Relax, she's out of the office.
I'm glad you made it back before the stockholders meeting. Listen, we still got big problems with Holden. It's just not...
Just came by to pick up a file I left on Lucinda's desk. Space Age Aeronautics.
I've got it right here.
What are you doing with it?
Well, Lucinda asked Connor and me to look it over.
Holden, I know it's your account, but Lucinda insisted. Really.
Still think your loyalties are very misplaced.
Evan, I don't think you have any right to question Holden's loyalties.
Remember that.
Well, look who's back. The married man, you're looking good,
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
I gotta tell you something, darling. That wedding of yours was a revelation. I didn't know you were P.T. Barnum. What a control freak. And look, he's already taken over my office.
Yeah, I thought you were out of the office.
I was out of the office.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, by the way, everybody, the meeting, because of the huge response, the stockholders meeting is going to be in the grand ballroom at the Lakeview.
I'll be in my office.
Yeah, I've
got to talk to you for a second.
I need to get back to Mr. Fitzgerald.
Oh, don't go. We didn't finish talking. How about you moving out? And I know that you need your privacy. And I just wanted you to know, from my point of view, strictly speaking, that I'm going to miss you.
Lucinda, I just want you to know how much I've loved staying at your place. I don't know how to thank you for everything that you've done.
No thanks aren't necessary at all. They're really not. I like to think of you as another one of my daughters. I know that daughters have to spread their wings. They have to take off. They have to move on, leave the nest. But let's try to be close, all right? Maybe closer than real mothers and daughters. All right, darling. Good.
Well, I figured I needed a little sustenance before I went home and faced the firing squad.
Do you want me to go with you?
Oh, no. No, I just think it would make things more difficult. Anyway, I don't know how I'm going to bring it up or when. I'm just going to play it by ear.
Listen to me. Before you say anything, I want you to be certain that you're as determined and that you care as much as I do. Or they're going to see it.
Duncan, I can't promise anything.
You know, maybe you and I should go away for a while together. And that way I could convince you beyond any doubt that we could be very happy together. And that way it will be easier for you to tell them.
I don't know.
Jessica, for once, will you follow your heart? Fly with me to Edinburgh tonight.
Well, Julie, I can't believe that Frank was hiding out here and you didn't tell me about it.
I couldn't tell you, Iva, because you would go straight to the police. And Frank warned me that if there was any trouble, that he would tell Caleb. So I told him that Andy was the father, just to get him off Caleb's back. But then he threatened to tell John Dixon. I mean, can you imagine what he would do, knowing the way he feels about me? I couldn't do that to Andy.
Look, once the baby is born and once the blood tests prove that Caleb is the father,
If it's Caleb's
everything
and
will
not Holden's. I can't answer that. Because
All right.
it could be Margot. She might have gotten the number
Julie.
from Mrs. Foster.
Relax, all right? Hello? Yes. Yeah, I'll put her on. It's Andy.
Well, I'm glad I was there. Yeah, I did have another talk with Lucinda. I don't think she's gonna say anything to the police. I gotta go. All right, beat me if you need to.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
You are?
Yes, Evan and I have great news.
You do? What's up? I just saw your mom's garage apartment up, and I'm moving in.
I assume this has something to do with my ex-wife Carolyn's death.
Do you recognize that voice?
Not really. I mean, the man that called me on the phone here, this private line, well, he did have a foreign accent, but I can't be sure that that's the man, no.
Oh, okay, fine, thanks. Lucinda, would it be possible for us to put an ID box on that private line? You know, in case he calls again, really, it's not going to invade your privacy, I promise you. Please?
You gotta be kidding. Okay, I'll think about it, all right?
Thank you.
Margot, Andy, wife dropped by to talk to me today.
Oh?
I'm just surprised, and I'm even shocked that you, knowing all about Julie and Andy and the pregnancy and all that, I mean, that you haven't done anything. I'm not married to John anymore, but I'm fond of John, and I have affection for him, and he has the right to know, and I cannot imagine why you haven't told him.
Told him what?
Come on. Andy's claiming to be the baby's father.